How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we are going to step into your positive power. If you're ready to shift, if you're ready to create the mindset that will change your life, this is the episode for you. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. When you become your new self, when you make the shift, when you become the positive person that you want to, the hopeful, the joyful, the expansive version of you that you know you can be, there's a point before that was the shift. There was one point that caused the change. And from that point, it grew and grew and grew until you became the you that you know today. This is, of course, a future you, but the you that you've worked for, the you that you've dreamed of, you become it. The thing is, we keep hoping that something will cause that shift, that there'll be some kind of external thing that will force you into it. Something that you can't control, that you can't say was your fault. It just happened. And when it does, that's what causes the change. So you're trying to give that power away. It may be there's something external that could happen that would cause you to make this shift where everyone would be in support of it and everybody would be your biggest fan and everyone would understand. But that seems like a real small percentage of the opportunities. Ultimately, there's a time when you decide to make this shift and you just never go back. You might take a step back, but you always take 2 steps forward. You keep moving and going. You see, it wasn't that thing had to happen. It's you decided it was time. It's not right or wrong when that time is. But once you realize that you just get to say, this one's it, and I mean it. And then follow through with that decision every single day, you'll continue down the route of what it is that you want to create. It's that simple, but it's also that difficult. Because every day we think in our minds, ooh, today's going to be the day I do it. I'm going to do it today. You wake up in the morning all, perfectly intended on, I'm going to be this person. I'm going to show up at work at this level. I'm going to make this kind of money. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do these things. But then something happens and it knocks us off and we quickly turn into, we'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the day. What's one last day going to hurt? Might as well do whatever it is. And I've run this thought through my mind many times. It's happened to me. And there's things where you decide, you see, it's not your whole life that changes. It's a specific thing that you're focusing on, but you can decide that this is the moment. So I wanted to discuss a thought process, a perspective that will cause you to have that moment. Imagine you're sitting there wherever you're at right now. Maybe you're laying down, maybe you're driving, you're walking, you're just there. And all of a sudden, this voice in your head just started. And it said, it's the time. It's me. I'm the one. It's the time. It's me. I'm the one. And it repeated that over and over, that this is the time. It's me. I'm the one. If you heard it again and again and again, what would you start to believe? That it's time, it's you, and you're the one. You see, everything that you believe up to this point was imprinted into your brain by something else. And it caused you to have the life. You can probably remember something that your parents used to tell you as a kid, and it still affects you to this day. You know how many people struggle with eating problems because they had to be part of the clean plate club? They had to eat all the food even if they weren't hungry. Then they developed the habit of doing it. And in their mind, they always got to clean the plate. You see, that was something that was put in externally. You can do the same thing to yourself. You can say, it's time, it's me, I'm the one. Over and over and over. And then you start to believe it. Then you start to know it because you start acting in alignment with that thought that goes over and over in your head, just as you did the ones that were installed into you when you were younger. From school, from your parents, from friends. Over and over and over. Then you can add even more. I can do anything. I can do the hard things. You see, when you say that, I can do the hard things, and when you're faced with the decision and you pick the hard one, you start to believe it. As you believe, you receive. You see, the belief is going to become from saying and thinking the thing, and then meeting it with action in alignment with it. When you meet it with action that aligns with it, you believe. When you believe, you receive, because the law of attraction says, like attracts like. And ultimately, the attraction part, like attracts like, that's still really a perception of human, because we think in time. Attracting would mean that it needs to come, so we think about this time. But outside of this experience, there is no time. Time is something we've created. There's only ever now. It's never not now. Whatever time it is, it's now. So that would mean like is like. Your belief of who you are means that's what you are when you truly believe it. There's false beliefs, meaning you say the things, but you don't do the actions in alignment with them. So you don't actually believe them. You're just fronting. You're faking it. You're trying to convince others that you believe it. But if your actions and thoughts are in alignment, you believe that's what you are, that's what you receive. So why wouldn't you change the dialogue at this moment? Why wouldn't you start with, it's time, it's me, I'm the one? And then as that starts growing in your mind, you realize it is time. You realize now that you're the one. You realize that it's you that can change it. Now that belief is locked in because you've said it over and over and over. You've owned it. You start acting like it. You see, if it's time, that means whatever it's time to change to, you make the decision or the action in alignment with what the new version of you wants to be. That reinforces that it's time. It's you, right? When you say it's me. It's reinforced because you are the one making the decision. You are the one following through the action. And the last one, I am the one. As you do the first two, you start creating those realities. Then you realize you are the one that's the creator. The belief comes full circle. Then you start adding the next things, right? You add, I am the greatest at all times. I can do anything. I can make hard decisions. I am a millionaire. I am a billionaire. I am infinite. I am powerful. I am a God. Whatever it is that you want to do, you now realize that you are the one that can think the thing, say the thing, and create the thing. That's your experience. Then you take back the power that you gave away unintentionally. When you came to this earth school and then were convinced of a certain thing. Convinced by training your thoughts, and now you are taking that power back. So it is time. You can never say that you didn't know. If you listened all the way through, you can never say you didn't know. You have the power. You are the one. It is you. So rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. Hopefully it helps you think through it so you can see through that different lens and really find out that it's all happening for you. You can always grow no matter what the situation is. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. The link's right down below. It will keep you up to date on every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below as well. I appreciate all the follows there. If you're still interested in the specific coaching program I've been talking about, again, this one is for the entrepreneur, the one that wants to work on their mindset, but really channel that into their business to change it. I do still have a couple spots left. Remember, this is going to be a very limited one because one of the investment costs, the time exchange is very powerful. And if you want more information on that, the easiest way, of course, is messaging me on Instagram, but my email down below, you can do that as well. Also, if you just want to say hi, if you have something that you're just thinking through and you want a different perspective, go to Instagram. The conversations on there are always great. It's always eye-opening, and it always gives me content, ideas, things to talk about. This message comes from talking with somebody. And so hopefully it landed for them, but hopefully it landed for you as well. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.